North-South Connection. Welcome to the only exclusive NXT Succession-based podcast in the world where we talk no Succession and only NXT. And you can see we got big hands and mini hands. We got JT, we got Jenny, we got Aaron. We are going through the history of the OG NXT TakeOver era.
Dang.
We are simulcast this podcast audio on most podcast applications, except for those not too sweets. You called them the NWOD team recently on Wrestling Warzone over Spotify, and video on our YouTube channel under North-South Connection. And you can watch if you want to see tomfoolery and antics. You can listen either way. We love it. We're happy to have you here. We're back. We're in a routine, which is exciting here in the Big 2-6, rolling through takeovers. And we are in middle of 2017. It's our 17th takeover that we'll be covering here tonight. And we are matriculating our way.
Matriculating.
It's an education.
It's a Jenny's journey.
Yeah.
Is that the show or a different show? I forget. I can't keep track.
I think so.
Don't stop, Jenny.
Oh no.
Anyway, if you want to talk Journey, we can talk Journey.
Jenny's Journeys. Did you ever play that, Aaron? Video game? Maybe it was Susan we talked about it with.
Yeah, I was. I played it right after Leisure Suit Larry.
No, you're just making fun of it. It was a real game.
Oh. All right, I love Leisure Suit Larry. That guy was just trying to get some,
Well, how relatable can you be? All right. So tonight we're covering NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. It's our third Brooklyn TakeOver. Yet again on SummerSlam weekend for the third straight year at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. 15,275 were in attendance. We have Mauro Ranallo, Nigel McGuinness, Percy Watson are in the booth. And then Corey Graves, Jim Ross, they'll pop in as well. We'll talk about them. This is Mauro's debut, right?
Well, it was its takeover debut. I don't think he was on anything else before, but I could be wrong on that.
Right. Yeah, he had done SmackDown, right? Like this is after the SmackDown run because he's brought in to do SmackDown, and then they don't get along, like him and Vince. Like he kind of has that breakdown a little bit, right? Isn't that a whole thing?
Oh.
And then he moves to NXT because it's like calmer for him.
I thought that was after, but I could be wrong.
No, I think he was he goes to SmackDown, and he like does not mesh well with Vince in his ear, and he has like a bit of a nervous breakdown. Then he leaves and he comes back. They bring him back with NXT, and he's here now.
What do you mean a nervous breakdown?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Like I just think like he had like mental health issues and like couldn't handle the stress like of that environment. And,
do you think maybe he was just a normal guy who didn't want to get screed at as he was trying to do a job?
Yeah.
I'm not deriding what happened. But yes, he disappeared. Like he does SmackDown in 16 and 17. He was missing the March 14th, 17 SmackDown, claimed it was due to travel issues. Then he said he was sick, missed another one. And then it was revealed he missed due to depression. One of the alleged reasons for the illness was being bullied by fellow announcer JBL. They said JBL had mocked him about his Observer Best Announcer Award. And Ranallo kind of thanked fans. He did confirm he was not going to be back on TV. His contract ran through August. It was then announced that he and WWE had parted ways, and he claimed it had nothing to do with JBL. But then it was announced on June 22nd he'd be back and joining NXT. And then
without
he stayed
JBL
there through into the pandemic. He's there. So
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to watch something and you're trying to make intelligent comments on it and go through it, and there's just a guy berating you like the whole time.
I don't know how anyone ever did it. And even like you think like some of the greatest talkers of all time, like Mick Foley has like said how awful it was, and he's like a really sharp wrestling mind, that's really good at that, and makes you honestly like, and I'm not a big Michael Cole guy, Aaron, but it almost makes you I don't know, like look at him a little more fondly, knowing like he did it for that long, that decently with Vince in his ear on every fucking show. Like it had to be ridiculously grating the entire time.
Why didn't they just replace him if you're not happy? Just get another
He's not
guy.
having anyone. I'm sure he was yelling at everyone. It wasn't just Cole.
Yeah, I don't think it matters who it is.
Yeah,
I don't think he yelled at Gorilla or Jesse.
Well, I think that was hands-on obsessive control.
Yeah.
But
like Jesse would beat the crap out of him. Right?
I think we probably don't appreciate the toll The Rock's Hollywood career took on Vince McMahon. Like, because it really seemed to be,
brokenhearted.
Yeah, well, when Rock left for Hollywood is when the whole thing changed to him feeling like he couldn't trust building around stars anymore because they could leave at any time. And it became like more about the McMahons and him and the company first and the wrestlers second. Like, and I think that's when he got more obsessively like hands-on everything was around that time. Like, I think it got less, they got more scripted, less ad-lib. Like, I think that's when that turn happened, was around then.
Yeah, and when you think about what happened right before, like, so they become a monopoly. So like, there's no like risk anymore of losing fans. Rock leaves, then Brock leaves. Austin is gone.
Rock
like,
was the big one. Yeah, not just Rock. Brock leaving was a big one too. Because that's when I think when he snapped and it was like, all right, I can put all this time and effort into this guy, and he just ups and leaves, and I'm stuck. So Morrow's back after his sabbatical, and he is here now with us till what we believe will be the end of our podcast into the pandemic. So we got Morrow as our voice. We did have 2 TV episode matches. Peyton Royce defeated Sarah Logan, and Pete Gunn and Wolfgang defeated Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. I don't know how many of these guys we've talked about yet. I don't remember, but we had Dunn and Bate last show, right?
And we mentioned Trent Seven.
Right.
Yeah. And we did Peyton Royce a couple shows ago.
Yeah,
we talked about her. I wish.
All right. We get a unique approach to the Open. And I believe this was the one Brooklyn show I did not attend. So 15 and 16, I went to SummerSlam. 16, I went to TakeOver. 15, I went to Ring of Honor. This year, I think I had a work thing, so I couldn't go to like either. And then 18, I think I only go to TakeOver, but I didn't stay for SummerSlam because I had a work thing again. So anyway.
Wasn't that good a show, so it's fine.
Yeah, I wasn't too upset. But I remember watching this TakeOver at home. We got a unique approach to the Open. We have Code Orange performing live.
Yeah.
You have all their albums?
I do. Huge Code Orange.
How old is the female singer? Is she still in high school? Because she looks like she should still be in high school.
She did look young.
Yeah.
How do you rank Code Orange versus Mellow Yellow? The band or the soda?
Oh, yeah. Is that Mellow Yellow?
Yeah. Mountain Dew, maybe.
Bow, bow. Mountain Dew.
Mellow Yellow was a band, weren't they?
Yeah, weren't they the band that sang that?
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Such a good child. Such a good child. Bow, bow.
Mellow Yellow pants. I don't know. Yeah. Oh,
bow,
yeah.
Bow.
Yeah.
Glad you guys tuned in to hear about NXT. We talked about SmackDown.
I will rank the sodas for me quick. Orange Crush, Grape Crush, Mellow Yellow. What are they? I mean, a color.
I've never had Mellow Yellow. What is that? Is that like Mountain Dew?
Yeah, it's like the
lemon
knockoff Mountain Dew. It's a little bit. It's a little bit like punchier than Mountain Dew. Like Mountain Dew is smoother. Mellow Yellow's a little punchier.
Both sound gross.
In the South, you say Miller Yeller.
Mellow Yellow.
That's not how humans speak, though. So I don't know why you say it.
They
did have Mellow Yellow on
Mellow Yeller
in college in the cafeteria. We had like the soda fountains, and they did have Mellow Yellow on tap there. So I got very familiar with Mellow Yellow during my college years.
Orange Crush feels like it should be number 1.
Mellow Yellow. I prefer Mountain Dew and Mellow Yellow to either Crush.
Oh,
I would agree.
I was never an orange or grape soda fan, really.
I'm not a grape soda fan. I'm not really an orange soda fan either. I like brown soda. See?
Dr. Pepper is like the go.
No. Too many flavors.
21.
Too many.
Have we talked about the Dr. Pepper anomaly on this show? I don't think so. Have we talked on any show?
About Dr. Pepper?
Jenny, what do your Dr. Pepper logos look like down where you are?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head.
There are 2 Dr. Pepper logos. And you may not realize it because your mind may tell you one's old, one's new, but they're actually both in circulation because Dr. Pepper has agnostic relationships with Coke and Pepsi. So you have Coke products and Pepsi products. Dr. Pepper is brewed in both factories. And depending on where it's brewed is what label is on the soda bottle. So there's a Pepsi Dr. Pepper logo, and then there's a Coke Dr. Pepper logo. So you can see at a store, depending on where you're at, that you'll know who the distributor is. Ask Logan about it. I'm sure he's got the Pepsi one.
Why are mine called Monsieur Pepper? Why are those guys?
We had
They're
Mr.
fancy.
Pibb. Mr. Pibb is one that's around here.
I like Mr. Pibb.
And then Dr. Rocket was like the Stop and Shop, like, or Walmart, like knockoff. Mountain Frost, that was another great one instead of Mountain Dew. Those are all the knockoff brands. Anyway, Cherry Coke also the goat.
Takeover. Are you still on line one of your notes? Mauro's there.
Code Orange. We have video highlights playing behind Code Orange. Different than the usual Brooklyn Love Fest. So I did think it was a unique open. Usually for the Brooklyn shows, we've had a very urban, like Brooklyn hip hop vibe. And this time we focus more on the match,
Yeah.
I did notice the crowd was very quiet, and there was only about 14 people lined up in front of the band doing this. But whatever, I'm happy they're trying something new.
Yeah,
and they were giving it. Like the bald dude on bass was giving it, man.
No, I like the energy. I thought the crowd was kind of lame for not getting into it because they were like most definitely like doing their best.
And it won't be the last one we see.
Put on a show
of this.
Yep.
They do it again.
Yep.
Also, WrestleMania 18 did something similar. Opening match, Johnny Gargano taking on Andrade Cien Almas. Kind of a slow burning battle here. A good spot for Andrade as he revamps into being a true heel, adding Zelina and turning the ship around. Loud Johnny wrestling chants, of course, in Brooklyn. Kind of his home area, came up in New York, Philly area before this. So those are echoing. And of course, they had a big moment the year before as well here. So we tie into that, right? They fought, was that a DIY against? And
they lost.
Against.
Oh, no, they won.
Yeah.
No, they lost.
They lost. I think they won in Toronto, right? They lost.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. The big smoke.
Yes. Johnny wrestling chants, like I said, we get good chain work. It's worked at a good pace. We get purpose. We get intensity. Gargano comes through with a wild flurry of big shots, including a suicide dive, a slingshot DDT. That gets 2 and a pop. Andrade comes back with a quick barrage, gets a near fall. The crowd's pretty rocking on this one. And it's back and forth. A lot of heavy warfare on point and a nonstop barrage, both starving to win this. And it made it feel important. Like, Gargano, wherever DIY is at, is where they're at, but he's trying to, work his way up into a potential title match, right? And Almas is like, he's taking a lot of these like tilting match losses. We talk about these on a lot of takeovers where both guys are in that upper mid card and a win propels and a loss means they're going to come back down. And he's kind of been on the ass end a lot of those so far. And now he's gone heel. He's got Vega. And this really feels to me like the winner is likely to kind of advance up, right? To like a title match situation. Gargano has it lined up to finish up, but Vega throws a DIY shirt at him. And then Andrade finishes him off for the massive win. And again, it shows that Vega has really turned his career around organically. Like this wasn't forced. It was desperate. It was like his last chance, but she really came in at the perfect time for him and helped navigate him into turning into heel. So I think this is red hot. It shows the depth has improved so much in NXT. Like we've talked about that. Had like sunk through a lot of early 17. And actually hadn't really been super high yet anyway, like not to where we'll get. But now that we're opening with this, instead of you look at like probably even a year earlier, it was like Ty Dillinger or whatever. Like, and again, not to always throw him under the bus, but like those types of guys, right? That were, Sylvester lived for or whatever. Like we've come a long way.
Just say it. They're sucking. They're garbage. We know it.
Yeah, we've come a long way, right? To having this as an opener. So I went 4 stars, Aaron. Like this is a really hot opener. I thought the crowd was super into it. And I think it's a big elevation point for Almas.
Yeah, and it's funny because we've been really hard on Almas on this show, and I think with good reason. Because and as I was watching this match yesterday, I was like, "Oh, this is why I'm hard on him," because I was waiting for this guy to show up.
Yeah, you knew it was in there,
and this guy's finally here. And you're right. I mean, already just with Vega and without the fedora, he's already a million times more credible. Like he's not dancing around either. And he's working his heel mannerisms more into the match, which I like. Like he gets a head scissors early on with Johnny, and he's doing the Tranquilo stuff, throwing his hands in the air. I like Gargano's rolling around wrestling. And what I like about it is you don't notice how small he is while he's doing that. Like if he just stays on the ground, we'd never have a size problem with Johnny Gargano. And
what?
look at tiny. And then when they're on the
He
ground,
looks like a little mouse.
Sir, just lay around so we never noticed how small you are.
He looks like a little mouse, like navigating through
He
his
does
little
not
hair.
look that fucking small.
Yeah, he's like the embodiment of Peppino the Italian mouse. He's got the little old man hair like matted down and
a Peppino,
mousing around looking for cheese in the ring.
Yeah, I feel like I've
got a female mouse wife.
I feel like if I was standing next to him, I would tower over him. And I'm 5'11". I'm not that tall. Like I towered over Chris Jericho once. You know what I mean? Like I can only imagine how small this dude is. But yeah, like and what I like too is Mauro's good at picking up little things in the match. I know later he's gonna get annoying. I didn't find him annoying in the show really. Like he said something at one point where he's like, Zelina is making Andrade wrestle more aggressively. And it's true. Like he wrestles much more aggressively here, which I really like. They do this great kicking sequence where they're just kicking each other nonstop. But then Mauro says something about Yakamoto or some shit. Like I don't know what he's talking about. But he loses me a bit there.
Well, that's where you get your pull and push with him. It's like great at calling a match, really good storyteller. His energy is great. Like he's exciting. But then you got to deal with him shoving as many fucking pop culture references into a sentence as like stuffs them in there, like really stuffs them in there constantly.
That you may or may not get. Like,
oh yeah, a lot of them modern rap shit. Like I don't know, it's like over my head, but like But again, he's
not saying
I'll take
big
him over
girls
most
don't cry.
Just because of his excitement and his knowledge, I'll take him over most.
Oh
you just have to accept that piece of it.
Yeah,
it's not his fault you don't know cool things
no, but even the shit I do know feels forced a lot of the time.
Look, I think as we go forward, because he really burnt out a large part of the audience, I feel. But he never really burnt me out. I'm interested to see if that follows through with this. But I like the points he makes. I think it's very good. I like Gargano kicking Andrade out of his spider pose on the ropes. Like there's a lot of really neat little spots in this. And again, Gargano does a great job with a jumping DDT about midway through the match. And Mauro rightly criticizes the pin because he kind of just sits on his chest and grabs his leg. And I feel like I haven't heard anybody say that since Jesse Ventura and Gorilla talking about he's got to hook the leg, Jesse. And I love too that Gargano goes back to the well. Like the match tells a great story of Gargano able to hang with him, but then he tries his stuff one or too many times. Yeah. And at one point he tries the slingshot spear again, and Andrade catches him and just obliterates him. Like he kind of does that dropping knee, then DDTs him, and he's learning by wrestling Gargano, which I really like. And then I feel after that spot, the match kind of goes into overdrive. And we get so many cool things. We get a flip into the spinning back elbow, which I really like. We get the Gargano escape, which he's able to kind of get out of. Running double knee in the corner, which Gargano barely survives. And I just really like Andrade's aggressiveness throughout the match. Now he's just kneeing him in the face. And the distraction with the T-shirt, I actually really like too, because it's different. It's not like she hooked his leg. It's not like she got on the apron and he went to go see her like an idiot. It's not like they played someone else's music. She tapped on an emotional core of him, which I really liked. And then what I love about that spot too is that the way it's shot, he's looking at the T-shirt and from out of the frame, Andrade kicks him in the face and then DDTs him with that implant DDT for the win. I really like this. I thought that Zelina's energy really helps the act, but I think Andrade has taken it up a notch too. I don't think it's just her who's making the difference here. I'm at 4.25. I really thought this was good. It's the Andrade I was waiting for. And Jenny, did it? I know you've been hard on Andrade too. Did it help move him in the right direction at all for you?
I would say yes overall, and I am still a little bit lower than you guys on it. I didn't realize Johnny Wrestling was already so over.
Oh yeah,
he gets a huge pop, and everybody has his little, face cards or whatever in the audience. He's just a fully realized, solo wrestler now.
Yeah.
I guess I thought that it took a little bit longer post DIY for that to hit, but it's pretty.
Well, especially in Brooklyn too. He's a super over because
a
lot of hometown support.
The mat wrestling was pretty interesting, And we talk about Zelina, you know, her influence, her work that she's done with him. And then in the match, Andrade tries to do one of those little poses, the stupid poses that he used to do. And commentary says, I thought she was trying to drill all that stuff out of him. So I thought that was clever. And she really, you can tell she has really done a lot of great work on him, like y'all said. Keep them focused. I don't know about the t-shirt thing because Johnny looks pretty dumb. Like, just standing there, a t-shirt. Like, you're in the middle of a match. It's not like, I don't know. I get the psychological part of it, kind of clever on her end, but I don't know, it makes him look kind of dumb.
Maybe he is kind of dumb.
Maybe he is.
Well, he is a mouse.
And what a woman you are, Peppina, oh you little mouse, so won't you go away? Find yourself another house to run around and play.
What did he for?
Huh?
Was there a slur in there?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there was, wasn't there? Yeah.
Another famous mouse from New York, Fievel. So we have Gargano, Peppino, and Fievel.
Well, until he went west, but then he never came back.
So I thought the ending was very interesting. I did not expect Andrade to win. Probably the best match we've seen out of him, yes. And it actually makes sense for Johnny to lose. He's better chasing anyway. So I feel like he can eat the pin here and still be fun.
I think it's a good point.
I'm at 3 3/4 on it.
Yeah, I think it's a great point, honestly. Gargano in that role, like, he's not the guy that wins on the first try. Right? Like, he's going to take 5, 6, 7 tries to break through and win. And they always do a lot of parallels with, like, him and Daniel Bryan. And, like, it is similar, where a guy's got to really work and finally get over. So him winning here would have felt too soon for him. And not that he's not good enough to win. It's just that's the story. He's the underdog.
Yeah. Is he a poor man's Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
I don't mean to like insult him or denigrate him. It's just like, because
like a rodent man, Daniel Bryan,
perhaps, but and yet they wanted Neville to be Mighty Mouse. But I guess my point is that when I was watching it yesterday too, I was like, yeah, it just sucks. He was never able to like translate that to the main roster, and he probably never will. And I really do think it's because of his size. Whereas Daniel Bryan's maybe just a bit bigger or a bit more believable a worker.
Yeah, and I think he just came around at a time where they were desperate for indie guy. I mean, I did think he's better anyway, but like I think he came around at a time where they needed him, right? And he just caught on. Whereas Gargano came in at a time where there was already indie heaven in the WWE and NXT. It was like there was a million of Garganos around. And honestly, I would say that he probably overachieved because being able to have NXT allowed him to have a much bigger run than you would ever anticipate him having. And I'm assuming he'll end up in AEW soon with Ciampa over there, I'm guessing. It's
possible, but you could also see Triple H keeping a guy like him around because of the.
No, I thought I read that he's already put something on Twitter or something. Like I don't know. I think he might be gone.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
People are unhappy. So before we get to the next match, we get this weird shot of the GMs in the crowd. Like Mick Foley's got Kurt Angle's got Mick Foley has got Peyton Royce hanging off of him, Billy Kay, and I guess they're trying to petition to be on his show or something. I'm not sure, but it was a strange little spot. But our next match is for the NXT Tag Team Championship. The champions, our boys, in a lot of ways, the AOP, defending against SAnitY. And of course, SAnitY comes out, obviously looking like Edgar-friendly motherfuckers, like right away. And I'm going to be honest, I don't like looking at Killian Dane due to the hair. I feel like, well, I just feel like if he were to hug me or touch me, there's so much moisture and wetness in the hair at all times that I don't know.
Is he hugging and touching you?
I don't know. Maybe he's
why you go right to hugging and touching and squeezing?
Hold on. When you see naked bodies, you don't imagine them against you.
He's not
naked.
Like just how it would feel. Like you've never thought, oh, I bet I'd slide right off Randy Orton. Like you never thought that.
Honey bun. That's Randy Orton.
And George Steele, I would be stuck because it's Velcro.
I love me some George Steele. What are you talking about?
Well, he's got a lot of hair. Also, Corey Graves has joined us for this match, and he does a fine job. But when they bring him out, he comes out and he sits down and he looks at the camera like way too long. Like he's looking right into my soul as though he's judging me for sliding off Randy Orton. Like it made me really uncomfortable. AOP comes out too. I don't know what their helmets are, but they look like the live action Ninja Turtles. Like the way their head is. And like,
well, you get the name, right? Like Rizar.
Yes. I struggle all the time not to call them Toka and Rizar all the time. I don't know why Ellering's not dressed as Splinter if this is what they're going for. Like tie it together at least.
Another rat.
We are in New York City, so.
But I bet he's bigger than Gargano. Ellering. Huge brawl to start the match. I also feel like, and I don't know, I would have to talk to a wrestler about this, but like it would probably really bother me if I was wrestling the AOP and I had to rub against those buckles they wear all the time, like buckles and chains and spikes.
Would you rather hug the AOP buckles or Killian Dane in his hair?
Oh, the buckles, 100%. I'll take pain over the getting lost in the chest forest, or whatever that is. Like, they fight for like 3 minutes before the bell rings, which I like. And then Mauro tells us that like Akam has martial arts expertise, and he's also the Albanian psycho. Have we heard these terms before at all?
No, this is Mauro, right? This is what you get. Like he's like a modernized version of Joey Styles. Like he's got a little bit of the kind of, bringing this extra shit in there to enhance the story or the work of the guys and mixing in some different weird pop culture references. That's just what it is. Like, so no, I'm sure maybe they did want to be called those things and he sussed it out, or he just made shit up on the fly, which is, but that's like gorilla mixed with Joey Styles. Just making shit
up. They started with, what the hell is his name now? Not Dane, not Eric Young, the other one. Wolf. They started with Wolf in the match, and he goes for a tag to Killian Dane, and Eric Young takes his place. And I can't think of a worse downgrade.
I know.
Like not even match wise, but just what a strategic disaster to take Killian Dane out of the match.
It was funny though. The way they did it was funny.
It was all wet.
Yeah.
They were like, get this fucking guy out of here.
Yeah, it's just
he's not touching all of us. We have to roll around with this guy. And Gargano, he'd be lost in the hair. You wouldn't even see him.
Like a mouse in a field.
Funny. Hey, one of the OP, they start brawling. Young and Akam are in the crowd. And I think it's really interesting that they fight. And I don't know if you caught this, but there's an Adam Cole missing poster. They're fighting right in front of it.
No, I didn't see that.
It was really cute. And I was like, oh, that's a nice little moment. AOP, though, they beat the shit out of Eric Young.
Mm-hmm.
Like they do this weird, they backdrop into like a Canadian backbreaker slam, which like I don't know how he survived it. And all of AOP's offense just looks so devastating. And I really actually kind of think they're kind of like the modern day Demolition. Like they're not quite there, but like in terms of how they fight. I also feel like I haven't heard Percy Watson once in this match, and I'm here. I don't think he did anything.
Well, I think he was able to get some words in before with Phillips, but now
no.
Mauro eats up 98% of the fucking space, and Nigel gets the other 2%. So it's like Percy's options to speak have gone way down with Mauro because he's not leaving much dead space.
No, the Ninja Turtles are here.
Why do we need Corey Graves again? Just wondering.
So we can do this.
It's the head tilt and the stare that I really don't like. Anyway, Young gets kind of choked down, like he's choked up in the sky and then slammed like he's just fucking garbage. Like I love the AOP. Like every time I see them wrestling, I love them more. Then Wolf gets the hot tag and he can hang with them. And it was really great. He starts throwing them around and suplexing them. We get this really cute spot in the corner where Akam is up trying to superplex. I think it's Wolf, and then he can't get him. So Rezar goes underneath for the power bomb, and Nikki Cross holds the legs. So the AOP actually power bomb themselves. I don't love those spots usually, but I actually like that one. Like I thought it was actually okay. Then we get this weird Paul Ellering and Nikki Cross standoff in the ring. Nikki Cross jumps out on Akam, who is on the ground, and he catches her. And I'm like, yes, like please hurt her. But Killian Dane comes and cross bodies them through the railing. Like just destroys them, which gives us our first Mauro Ranallo Mamma Mia. Like that's the first Mamma Mia we hear. And then out of nowhere, I can't believe it. SAnitY wins the titles. Like,
yep.
I had either forgotten it but like I couldn't believe it. I was in complete shock. And here I was thinking that like this is the worst managerial decision since Mr. Fuji inserted himself in the Powers of Pain at WrestleMania 5. But no, like Eric Young did well in the match and they won. I really liked it. Like I really like this match. I'm at 4 stars on it. Like,
wow.
Really fun, like a really fun nonstop tag match. I love the AOP. SAnitY surprised me. And then we get post-match, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly kill everybody. Like they just come out and murder everyone. Right. Now, Jimmy, were you at all disturbed by the length of Kyle O'Reilly's t-shirt as it looked like he wasn't wearing any pants?
I am constantly disturbed by that. I don't know why he does that. It's very annoying.
It's
like,
just who he is.
I guess so. Like somebody hurt his feelings one time and now that's what he has to wear.
And now it's no pants?
It's just, yeah. It's so Winnie the Pooh of him. I like this match too. It just, I don't know. Outside of a few of the big spots, I thought it was a little bit messy. Like Eric Young, I thought does well getting his ass beat, but I don't know. I'd rather see Dane in this match.
Yes, I would have too, but he surprised me. He did surprise me, Young. Yeah, but I agree with you.
I kept wondering, how much better it could have been with Dane here. But I didn't hate it. It still rocks along. It still feels kind of old school, but not quite that Southern old school. I like that table spot with Nikki. I thought she was great here. I like her a lot more than you do.
I like her wrestling. I don't like her character. That's the
she's fun chaos for me. So I'm at like 3.5, and new tag. I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine with SAnitY winning, and I'm really fine with Fish and O'Reilly showing up because I tend to be fans. So I'm very. Who else do we have for tag teams though? Like it's not very deep. And
no, it's not super deep, but you're going to get reinforcements next year.
We're about to ramp it up here. So I feel like 3.5 is pretty fair for this one. It could have hit 4 territory with Killian for me.
Yeah, I went 3.5 as well. I mean, this is a big upset for sure. I was not expecting this because it felt like AOP had just taken control of the division and eradicated the other teams, and they were going to have a little bit of run. So I was surprised. I mean, but on the other hand, I think SAnitY deserves it. Like they've been around for a while. They've been getting themselves over through this gimmick and through pure determination, and they get rewarded for it. So it's a really cool moment when they win. You kind of called out all the big spots. I like the swapping moment was funny. I like the showdown with Ellering and Nikki Cross. That was good. And just a lot of good power offense mixed in. So yeah, 3.5 for me. But that's not the biggest moment. So we get the title change. And I think what happens here shows why they just did it, because we have Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, Red Dragon of Ring of Honor at this point, come out and they kick the shit out of SAnitY and they stand tall at the belt. So, this kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone, right? Give SAnitY a win in a moment. But you can tell, okay, they're just placeholders for Fish and O'Reilly now to win the tag belts. And it probably makes sense for Fish and O'Reilly to quickly beat them than they would AOP, right?
Yeah.
So let the big Haas team kind of outpower AOP, and then Fish and O'Reilly can beat them versus them taking down AOP just yet, because that's a match you can build toward later.
Right.
I actually don't remember if that's the sequence, and maybe it is, but were you as upset with Kyle O'Reilly's shirt as Jenny and I?
Yeah. No, I mean,
look, if you're not wearing pants, you can't walk around with a guy who has that mustache. That combination, fucking hipster Fish and no pants O'Reilly.
I'm surprised it wasn't a. I'm surprised it wasn't a Bigfoot shirt, because he's a big conspiracy guy, Kyle O'Reilly. He's a Bigfoot believer. Yeah, when we had him on the Kevin Kelly show, he talked all about it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. All right. So cool moment there. Let's go to our next match, and that is Aleister Black taking on Hideo Itami, who's still around somehow.
What the fuck?
I know. I cannot
Hanging
believe
on.
he's around this long. Yeah, I cannot believe it. It's another tipping match for him. Like, he's trying to stay relevant, but it feels like last show should have been it, I think.
Yep.
But who knows? Jim Ross comes out for commentary.
No hope for this match.
No.
Tommy.
Jim Ross comes out for commentary. I don't know why. I guess it's a big weekend, SummerSlam weekend.
You know why it makes less sense too? Is because we finally have good commentators.
Yes.
Like Mauro and Nigel are good, and then we drag fucking
it was one thing we had, like
Bell's
not
palsy
right.
out.
Yeah. I think this is more to honor, like give JR something to do at this point, but I would rather him just be at SummerSlam than here.
Son of a bitch.
Fucking Aleister Black. Black does feel like an entrant, star at his entrance though, like coming out, and it makes Itami feel like a sad sack when he
because he gets no reaction when he comes out
because he sucks.
Yeah, he's cooked. He's gonna go. We get all big. And was 205 Live around yet for this, or was it already gone? It's around, right? I think it's like 2017, 16, 17. He should have went there. It would have been better there. All big kicks and strikes in the opening stretch. Atomic grounds things. Ross is okay. I think he does stay in his lane. Like, he pops in, he pops out. He's not having to call the match anymore. So, like, I think he just weighs in with the comments there. It's fine. Itami mocks Black's pose in between choking away and striking. Black's nose is bloody, which adds to the vibe. Tommy works a very methodical style. His strike shots are well done. Chin locks feel like a grinder after 2 balls out matches. And that kind of slows things down. I like Black as he gets possessed and Itami gets a little bit spooked. And that leads to the final stretch with some good back and forth into a very sudden Black mass. They kind of get that over as a quick strike finish now. That can end at any time. I actually thought Itami was fine here during the toe-to-toe stretches. The bombs and strikes early and late. Dragged a little bit when he was on top, and that kind of capped the ceiling of the match. Ate up a lot of offense. Black shows he can withstand a beating and finish at any time. I do think Itami's better in this role because it's a very uphill climb to relevancy. And I would posture if he didn't have the Itami baggage that he's had in NXT and he just showed up over the last few months in this role, I think it'd be looked at a little bit differently because I think he's actually fine in the job. I just think he comes with the luggage of what they tried to present him as and how long he's been around to now it just feels like they're grasping at straws. So I think that hurts him more than like anything he's actively doing in the ring, Jenny. I went 3.5 stars on the match. So I had about the same as the previous match, and it's a really nice win for Black. So we've seen Almas and Black both kind of elevated in big matches here tonight.
I would argue that his in-ring ability is mirrored in what they are doing with him, which is bullshit because he ain't shit. Like I said last time, thank God Aleister Black is good, and I always like watching him. So I was offended, but it's fine because I get to watch Aleister Black be cool. I love his endurance; it's so badass. He even bleeds for a Tommy. Like, that's pretty generous. Come on.
Well, I don't think that was Blade. I think that was a errant shot to the nose.
Yeah,
right. But it happened, and he went with it.
Yeah.
I just don't care anything about it, Tommy. And there was a lot of leg slapping in this, which I tend to let go a lot of times, but Black is sort of really kind of bad about it, in my opinion. And to Tommy too, honestly. But and the Black Mass is fucking sick as finisher. I will never hate that. So I probably overrated this, honestly. I'm at 3.5.
I don't think you've overrated it at all.
Okay.
I think we've it's funny because this is why I think Code Orange was here, because they play
yes
out to the ring.
Sick.
With a different singer who's just like rapping. Like he's throwing up those gang signs. He must have had a stroke after. And I feel Black when he comes out, he looks like an instant star. Mm-hmm. Like even the chyron of his name is different. Like everything is just, I don't know, like it feels like this guy's going to be a big deal. Yeah, he looks cool, right? They get in each other's face to start to sell the heat, which I really like. And I like that this match just starts with them kicking each other in the face hard. Like everything looked like I was enjoying the strike so much that I didn't even notice the leg slaps. right? And I usually pick out those things and don't like it, but I was so into the combat of it that I really liked it. Black's kicks and his knees look legit and painful. And I feel like these two were just kind of stiffing the shit out of each other. Yeah, like out there. You mentioned it, not like that. Not like that, you fucking pervert.
I didn't say anything.
No, but you know what you did, okay? You're thinking about Killian Dane's chest. And, you mentioned the chin locks, but I actually kind of liked it because I thought it was Itami like dealing with Black, like and Itami kind of showed me why he was considered great, because I really liked how he wrenched in on those chin locks. He really tightened all of his work up for this match, which I really liked. And he lights Black up with like kicks to the back and the face. And then he asks the crowd if they want more and then doesn't give them more. Like, that's the kind of heel I like. So I was digging Itami here in this match. And he really looks like he's hitting his stride, right? He kind of like does that back kick insult and then sits crisscross applesauce. And then JR, I mean, I wasn't really hard on him, but he also declares Holland the kickboxing capital of the world. Is that true?
What?
You can tell me anything, and I believe it when it comes to kickboxing in Holland.
Yeah. It's very possible. Anyway, it took me by surprise.
I know it's the prostitution capital of the world. I don't know if it's the kickboxing.
Interesting.
Holland is known for two things: prostitution and kickboxing. Black looks
Holland.
And Frank. I guess Anne Frank would be
Okay, sure.
We do not fight in attics. I don't know why I'm so German. Anyway, Black just looks like a badass with blood coming from his nose. He does a forward leg sweep too as Itami's running at him. Everything looks good. His moonsault is tight. Big impact stuff. I really like the selling too on when Black hits Itami in the head. He sells it like he just crumples down. Like, everything is very strong. They're just fighting. Black gets pissed, and I guess he blacks up. I don't know what they're calling it yet, but he's all full of energy. Maybe they should workshop that. I don't know if it's good. I mean, like Ahmed Johnson, you couldn't say it about him, but I guess Aleister Black, it's his last name. Like, it's blacking up. Look at Ahmed Johnson. Okay, we can't go there. They're trading just crazy blows. The head strikes are sick. Like, at one point, like, Black's in the corner and Itami just jumps on his head. And I'm here for it. Like, and I like even like Itami's character work is different than it's been the rest of his run. Like, he's swimming about respect. Then
I think if you just came in like this, I think we look at it much differently. I just think that early days really sagged him down.
Yeah, I had no issue with him here. I thought he was really good. Like, and then that Black Mass, I mean, it's such a good finish. Like, it could work on anybody. It looks awesome. I went 4. I love this match. Like, to me, this was just a stiff fight. And now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, Black, I mean, he's back now, but he's got to be one of the biggest misses. They talk about a lot of NXT misses, but when I look at this, I'm like, he probably should have been the next Undertaker character. Like, the way. And if they had treated him with that kind of reverence and used him as an attraction, I mean, he's got the great finish, he's got the look, he's got everything. But I don't know. I don't know where it went wrong with him. Like, it shouldn't have.
I think the problem is just that he just comes up at a shit time. Like,
maybe
at a rough time of the company where just, I don't know, like, nothing was clicking. They were having, legends and great wrestlers have 25, 30-minute matches, and they top out at 3 1/4. Like, it just nothing ever clicked during that 19 period,
Yeah. But as we move on, we get the women's title match next. Asuka, the champion, seemingly in perpetuity, defending against Ember Moon. Now, if I'm reading this right, and Jenny, maybe you would know, is Ember meant to be a feral woman?
What do you mean?
Well, just the way she moves and screams and yells at the stars. Yeah, is she a wolf?
I would go toward something like a wolf woman. Yes,
a wolven clan.
Sure. Yeah, like what do they call it? Lichens, right?
Ooh. Yeah.
Like maybe a hybrid vampire as well.
Okay. Should we lock her up?
No. She's
a wild
Joker with garlic.
No, she cannot be contained.
No, she cannot.
No.
Asuka is wearing Rey Mysterio's headdress on the way to the ring from WrestleMania 22. It looks strange. And Asuka just looks like she's gonna murder like her. Like the way she's looking at her. There's, when she takes the mask off, she's usually smiling. There's no smile here. And at the time, we're expecting Asuka to lose this match, right?
Right.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
Yeah.
even when you rewatch it now,
Yes.
the way they come out and like she's got hurt, she had the climb, she got hurt, she came back. Asuka had to kind of cheat to beat her the last time they fought. Like, this all felt prime for Ember wins. Asuka heads up to the main roster.
Yep.
For the Rumble and on or whatever.
Yep.
And we will see if that happens. But I love the start. Ember starts Ember knows she's got to beat her early. So she runs in with a kick to start. And she gets her off her game, which I really like. But then Asuka takes control and starts the violence. Like, Ember gets suplexed on the ramp on the outside. Stiff kick to Ember's arm. Like, she's just kicking her arm outright. And Asuka begins the process of breaking Ember's arm. And Nigel is like, that's like Mirono Suzuki, which is a very deep cut for many people. Like,
especially that time.
I know. But I like Mirono Suzuki. And then finally, Percy speaks up. And this is what he says. He says, if Ember injures her arm, she's going to have a hard time beating Asuka. This is
imagine waiting an hour and 20 minutes to speak, and that's what you say.
And there's a silence after it, and then Mauro, they just start. It's like when Art Donovan is like, "Hey, how much does this guy weigh?" And Gorilla looks at him and goes like, "Can you believe Jim the Anvil Knight?" It's the same vibe completely.
Oh my God.
Asuka's attacks in this match are so mean and violent that the crowd starts to turn on her. Which I really like.
Yeah,
like it's they're not tired.
It's a
of her.
good place for a double turn. Not that Ember's a heel, but like a turn and a change. Like, would have been perfect, honestly.
Yeah. Then Asuka decides to break her whole body with an octopus hold. But Ember's great. She works her way out. Great counter with a teardrop suplex. And I actually think too, like, Ember has a really strong match selling in this. Like, her arm is like hurt, and she's not using it. We're going to talk about a couple of times where she does, but she's not using it for the most part. It's not like some guys when like they're doing everything with the arm, and then once the move is hit, they're like, she's actually struggling to work through this injury, which I really like. Everything is affected by it. Then Ember gets German suplexed with her neck hitting the bottom turnbuckle, which is a sick spot. I don't know how she's alive. And then Ember uses her injured arm, though, to try and put on an Asuka lock, which I really don't like. Ember almost gets a pin off an Asuka lock on a Bret Hart reversal. And then she just levels Asuka with a forearm. Like, I don't know if Asuka's ever been that hard. And she was in the ring with Mirono Suzuki getting slapped around. Ember then tries, but then Ember uses the arm for tornado suplex. So it's those little things that I think hurt it a little bit for me. Ember tries like a jumping strike, and Asuka just knees her in the face, which is great. Asuka now grabs the arms and is just kicking her in the back and the face. And again, the crowd is just getting uncomfortable more than anything. Then Ember hits her finish, that weird jumping stunner. But
the Eclipse, and that should have been it. Like the crowd, like that was the spot right there. Like the crowd was in on it. She's taking a beating. She catches her out of nowhere with it. Like, to me, that would have been the perfect spot.
Yeah, it could have been, but it wasn't.
Then there's another one coming up here that also could have.
Yeah, so Asuka tries to put the ref between them, which is nice. And then Asuka tries to cheat with the tights, but gets caught by the ref.
Right.
And we get a really close kick as Ember kicks her.
That's the other one that could have been where that would have been a beautiful payoff to last time where Asuka cheated and Ember, lost. Now she survives the cheating. Like, this could have been another well-told story aspect.
Yeah. The crowd is losing it, by the way. Like, they are biting on every near fall. They're biting on everything. Then Asuka plays possum and traps her in an armbar, which I like. But then Asuka lock. And I love Ember's expression when she first gets in it. There's like panic, but fury. Like, it's really great. But then Ember taps. And which, again, I remember that she was champion forever. But even now, it's like, wow, why did they not do it? I don't even really mind. The match was great. I'm at 4 stars. Like, to me, it's only hurt by her. I think it'd go higher if her arm, she was more consistent with that. Because, like, But I do like that, like the Asuka lock does affect the shoulder, which
Mhm.
ended up playing a part in the match. But I thought this one was pretty solid, and it's the best women's match we've gotten in a while, JT.
Yeah, I went 4 as well. Again, I just felt like it should have been the time. Like, but if you're not going to do it here, then you're pretty much tipping that Asuka's probably never going to lose, and we'll just vacate and go up.
Who else?
Which is what happens. And it also feels like, okay, then Ember probably will get it maybe after that, and it feels hollow that she couldn't beat Asuka to win the belt, or she's just never going to get it. And both options are, inferior to what this could have been. Like, Ember was ready, believable. She was fantastic in this match. And it's like, where do you go now? Where does Ember go?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to fight her again, right? And no one is on the doorstep in any way ready for Asuka.
No.
So, yeah, this just felt like the time. Like, I know they saw a lot in Asuka and they wanted to protect her, but like going to the main roster with one loss to Ember and like this match was not going to hurt her in any way. And she just go from here. And if you want to have her have a coda and kick the shit out of someone before she goes, have her beat someone else just for a fun match at the next takeover, fine. But
Nia Jax again, maybe. Just
bring it
the shit out of her.
But the match was great. I thought Ember looked fantastic. You got her family there too, which was cool. Like, God, everything was like lined up for it. And I've never been like the biggest Ember fan or stan in any way. Like I always thought she was good. But rewatching the run here, like I don't see what they were missing. Like she had what they wanted and what they needed. This was it, Jenny. So 4 stars. It felt like the whiff of whiffs for the women's division.
I completely agree. It's such a step up from the last takeover women's match that we saw too.
Yes.
But Asuka, I of course knew that she won this match, but I forgot how good Ember was in it. But I knew I was a big Ember fan. I'm like, oh yeah, this is why, because she is great here. Even while she is absolutely being dominated by Asuka, she's still great. And I love her character. I love her style of wrestling. But they have already decided this is what Asuka is going to be. So there's nothing that Ember could have done, really. So I wish they had made a different choice here and let Ember have something. Maybe because she doesn't even wrestle anymore, does she?
No. Or even just do a 3-way if you really want to protect Asuka.
Yeah.
Just do a 3-way and have someone else take the loss
Right.
and give Ember the moment. Like it is, I don't know. And you
It's
can say she was never
unfortunate.
pinned. Yeah.
You know what they could have done was the when the ECW took the title off Taz,
Right.
where like you guys are past that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when Mike Awesome and Tanaka pinned him together, like it didn't
Right.
hurt him in the least bit to lose that title that way.
Right. I just wonder like what the problem is. Like what I don't know.
I just think they're obsessed with Asuka and they wanted
Maybe.
her completely protected going into the main roster. Even though, as we've seen over and over again, whatever happens in NXT means nothing when they go up to
It
the main
doesn't
roster,
matter.
good or bad. It's just people have turned it around when they go up there, and people have meant nothing when they've gone up there. So Asuka losing here was never going to matter.
No.
And guess what? They fucking beat her at WrestleMania anyway after she wins the
Right.
Rumble. So
Right.
like she loses anyway at Mania.
Right.
If you're gonna keep her and make her stay undefeated, then she's gonna beat Charlotte at Mania, and she doesn't. So it's like,
Mhm.
I wonder if that was a battle at all. Because
I'm sure she was supposed to win. Yes.
yeah, because I get it. Like I totally understand the point that like the losses don't matter, but it's also the first time they ever had someone undefeated that long, and that was her character coming up too.
Yeah.
And they
Right.
could still lean on that to make her feel that little bit more special. So I understand. Like, but yeah, I never hated that Charlotte beat her, but it was weird.
I always loved it, but I'm also at 4 stars on this. Like, this is a fucking great match.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Well, for the final time
Fuck.
in
Thank
NXT,
God.
we are getting glorious, and it's a year. It's a year run for Bobby, right? Because he debuted, wasn't it Brooklyn the year before he debuted, right? We talked about it.
Yeah.
It's a big arrival with the glorious team. It's been quite the ride. won the NXT World Title. He's kind of dragged the quality of the main events down a bit. We'll see how that holds up tonight. He's got a big challenger in Drew McIntyre, who had a very hot indie run. He left the company as, he was pegged as the chosen one, right? As a future star, Vince's guy, never really put it together, became a comedy guy, and then just kind of pre-ran Cody's play, right? Goes out on the indies, bets on himself, rebuilds himself, gets in a great shape, fantastic shape, bulks up, goes to TNA, has an awesome run in TNA, like one of the few guys in that era. Huh?
Stand up for wrestling. That's what he used to say. Stand up for wrestling.
Well, he's like one of the few guys that in that era that went to Impact and got better. Like that was the thing back in the 2000s, but not as much in the mid 2010s. I think him and Lashley, right? They have like a really good feud in Impact.
Yep. About wrestling.
And then he wrestles his way back here to NXT. And it's a good story, right? Can he finally cash in on the potential to be a superstar and not just be a what if lost to time? We kind of get the classic NYPD entrance to Drew McIntyre, which is cool. Kind of a throwback to the Piper days. Gloria still hits hard. They feel each other out early. Both guys try for a quick finish. The crowd's buzzing. Get some intimidation, some mind games. Drew shows off all of his power. He's throwing Roode around. Nigel talks about his improved confidence in the ring, which shows. Great move where Drew catches a charging Roode, hits a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on the edge of the apron. Roode takes over the strikes, attacks the neck, the throat. The match slows down here, and Roode's on top, of course. The crowd buzz faints a little bit. Drew picks things up, though, back on offense. Get a nice power spot where he superplexes Roode while hanging the Tree of Woe. They trade bombs from there. Neither guy can finish. We get a good near fall into Claymore. Drew then busts out an insane tope con hilo to a big, memorable spot in the match. Just a wild man, kind of showing his new style off, too, to do that. Roode will not go down easy, though. He keeps pushing and fighting. I will survive. I will be glorious. Drew survives 2 DDTs, though, and finishes with the Claymore to win the NXT World Title to end the era of Glorious. Strong. I think this is actually a strong match. I know I've been higher on Roode than you guys have throughout the last year of content for him. It had a soggy middle, though, for sure, which dragged it down. But I like the beginning, I like the end, and I like the bombs. I like the tope. Red hot at the end, and it's a good decision. Like Roode's style is a ceiling on the main event scene, like it just is. So this opens up things again because now we're seeing Drew's new work rate. If you follow him on the indies, you can see the potential that's in there. So this gives a much more exciting feel because again, Roode has more of a main roster presentation of vibe too, right? So overall, Drew is definitely an improvement. We'll see how long he's here. Is he transitional? Is he just heating up till he goes to the main roster? We'll see. But Jenny went 3 3/4 on this, which again knows high, but it's on the back of Drew because I thought Drew.
Yes.
If you think back too to what this was at the time when he left, he was part of 3-man band in WLC. Like he was just had fallen off so bad, and then just vanishes for 3 years and comes back. And he's like this jacked up super worker doing flying, lucha moves. Like it was crazy to see like just the evolution he made for himself. And he showed up here and he felt like a star. So I was glad that they pulled the trigger. They didn't stall it out because it could have been easy for them to have Roode retain and just move Drew up to the main roster and have Roode go on another month. Like they could have done that for sure. But they don't.
Killed myself then.
Right, they get Drew the moment. So we'll talk about the post match in a second, Johnny. What do you think of the match?
I feel like Drew McIntyre went to the crossroads and sold his soul, right? And yeah, Super Jack. Yeah, probably. I mean,
he's Scottish.
It feels like some sort of magic took place here, because that video package it shows babyface Drew, no beard, slender, looks about
rosy cheeks.
16 years old or something. I don't know. He's very young looking. And he comes back. He's just a full ass, grown ass man with muscles, fucking hot as hell. Has a perfect beard, perfect hair. He's tan. He's like, I was made in a factory. I am a wrestler. And his style in the ring is ambiguous. Like right now, it's not really defined for me. It's like, I don't know. He's not really like a brawler type, really. And this one, but he's not very technical either. So it feels like he just kind of is an opportunistic guy. He's just like, hey, let's just fight and see what the fuck happens. I don't ever feel like there's some sort of great wrestling mind here to beat Bobby Roode. It's just a fucking jacked guy who looks great in the ring. So it's not, and I'm just ready to see Roode leave. So to me, it's like there's nothing really emotional here.
Right.
We've built a lot of these main events on everybody's feelings, you know. And right now, this feels pretty generic.
Well, I think as the takeovers are becoming more rhythmic, more routine, not everyone just comes and then leaves. Like, I think we're losing some of that, where for a while, every takeover main event felt like the end of an era, the beginning of a new era.
Yes.
But now there's more of them. Guys are staying here. Like Gargano's going to be here for another fucking 3 years. Like, so like we're more in the rhythm of like, this is a promotion versus this is like a step, right? Roode even had a year run. He had three or four takeovers on top. So it was like, we're getting less of like every show is a torch passing. And now we're getting more continuous angles at that level. So
until the next show.
So, so, you know, it's enjoyable, but it's not, you know, to me, it's not any great shakes. I'm at 3 3/4 on that.
Yeah. So up until this point, the whole takeover for me was guys I haven't liked over delivering, right? So Andrade, Eric Young, Itami, that stops here.
Oh no.
Well, I don't think it's bad. He forces that pose into every situation.
That's all he's got.
It is all he has. What I liked about the bagpipe entrance for Drew was really nice. The way he walked through the bagpipes and was moving at a slightly different speed than them. Like as someone who used to block theater, that's like, oh, beautiful. Then Roode, like it's this badass. Like Drew comes out as this badass, this killer. Like he looks like he's a monster, right? The Pipers, you know, he's walking through. I'd forgotten about his long trench coat, but whatever. And then I'm like, oh, this asshole's gonna come and prance. And that's what we get. We get Piano Hero to start again. It wasn't good the first time. I don't know why we brought that back. I get that. The building is flooded with dry ice. Like all the dry ice in the world was used. I think he's on 2 Roombas this time because he's slightly higher, but it still doesn't look good. And Bobby Roode's entrance takes forever.
It does.
I think I yelled, "Get to the fucking ring already!"
It was like Sandman in his heyday.
Yeah, but nobody's singing.
But not as cool.
Well, they were singing. That's not true.
But the problem is there's not enough words in that song because there's long stretches where it's music and then it goes quiet. It goes super quiet. Anyway, I found this match very slow and plodding at the start. I lost interest in it almost immediately, and I love Drew. Like Drew's amazing. I would say the difference between Drew and Killian Dane is that Drew, I feel if you rubbed against him, it would like scratch your back, whereas Killian Dane, it would entrap you and ensnare you into it. That's how I view the different chest hairs for anybody interested. There's a moment later on where Bobby Roode's on the outside of the ring and Drew is trying to get to him and the ref is like actively stopping him. And I don't understand why. Like I've never seen anybody do that. Then Drew does a jumping flip to Bobby Roode and Bobby Roode doesn't catch him. Like he lands like back first on the mat. Like fuck Bobby Roode, man. So much lying around at the end. We get a DDT and Roode tries a DDT and no, Drew tries a DDT. I don't know who tries a DDT, but Roode's on the ground and Roode tries to do the Bret Hart pin, but it's so slow because Bobby Roode can't move his legs. Then Drew headbutts him, claymores him, and the fucking nightmare's over. It's bad that this is, for me, this is the worst match on the show. I'm at 3 1/4. So I don't think it's bad. I find it's boring and plodding, but like these main events have got to get better going forward. And I think they will.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I'm confident that if as long as you're into the NXT style from here until at least till the pandemic, you're in on the main events. You know what I mean? Like you have to be into the style. Like I know not everyone is, but I think we kind of now, this is like the nadir of the main event scene. And I think from here we kind of
Yeah.
rile up. As long as, again, if you're into, the presentation. So, all right. After the match, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly come out. They distract Drew.
Drew's crying, by the way. He's crying.
Yeah,
Drew is crying, which I think adds to everything.
They're about to shit on his moment because boom, Adam Cole, baby, makes his debut, and they leave Drew for dead. The crowd is losing it, and it's an all-time NXT moment, and it really starts the new, no pun intended, era of NXT, right? Like, so to me, this is like when we talk about the NXT era, right, Jenny, that you and I love, right? What TakeOver is, and obsessively would watch, as a group during this time and talk about, looking forward to these takeovers more than the pay-per-view. Like, this is the time now you're talking about, right? Like, is the undisputed era of NXT, right? And that's where we've now arrived with the Ring of Honor crew all coming in here. And having this run to take over NXT. And they were a big deal in ROH at the time. Adam Cole was super over in Ring of Honor, and they pounced on all three of them and bring them in as a unit. I like how they slow rolled it with just Fish and O'Reilly earlier, because you kind of think, oh, maybe you're not going to get Cole tonight, and it's just going to be them, and Cole will be a different time, perhaps. So I kind of liked that tease, and then you do get Cole at the end. So a great moment. The crowd loved it, and now like, all right, like, here's your next iteration.
What is it with Drew and winning titles?
I was just thinking that.
It gets beat up every time.
It's like, I don't think people remembered that this started way early for Drew. Where he gets fucked over.
Even when he beat Brock at Mania, he had to fight the Big Show right after.
It's like the theme of his career, basically.
Yep.
And honestly, I thought this show was going to be better than it was. We'll talk about it later, but I'm like, okay, next time will be the good stuff.
Yeah, well, I still think there's a lot of good here. I just think we had to get past Roode as champion.
Yeah.
All right, for moments, we have the debut of Morrow, Zelina Vega officially joining Andrade. We didn't mention this. We had the GMs of the shows, Raw and SmackDown, Kurt Angle and Dana Bryan. They were in the luxury box, kind of getting worked over by various talent, which made this feel like a big show. That the GMs of the big main roster were here scouting, so I thought that was cool. Corey Graves comes back as a guest announcer. SAnitY win the tag titles. Fish and O'Reilly debut. We had some good former NXT stars in the crowd. We had Neville, Nakamura, Kalisto, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Sasha Banks, KO, and Mojo. Yeah, so that was cool. Ross does commentary. Code Orange performed Black's theme live. Asuka surpasses Rockin' Robin as the longest reigning modern day women's champion at 504 days. So two icons of women's wrestling.
Imagine what she'd do to her.
I bet Rockin' Robin has her beat when it comes to singing, though. The standing ovation for Ember after the match was awesome. The classic pipe and drum entrance for Drew winning the title, and then Cole debut. So it was a pretty memorable, a lot of stuff happened here.
Yeah.
This is what I had for what worked for me. Zelina with Andrade, the new heel approach. Morrow's comments on wrestling past and present were very good. I love Morrow and Nigel. I think they were one of the more advanced teams, especially in this era. And they needed that for what NXT has become. It's smooth. It's refined. The wrestling is much better, more crisp. You needed guys that could hang with that versus the awkward and stumbling early days of NXT. So they've leveled up.
And I find that it's weird, but I don't know if it's the British accent or not, but Nigel brings with him a credibility that Corey Graves doesn't.
Right. Yes.
He seems to be able to break stuff down more believable in the role than Graves was. And I like that.
Especially for the style that's being presented now, for sure.
Yeah.
Graves is better suited on the main roster. I think they made the right move bringing him up there and not here. So Gargano Andrade is the opener. I thought that worked well. Fish and O'Reilly's TakeOver debut was really well done. It felt like a big moment. Morrow and Nigel immediately put over their resume. ROH, New Japan. The Black entrance, Asuka entrance. I love the card. They have eliminated the bloat. Every match mattered. Every match has stars. It's we've eliminated any of the kind of throwaway matches that we had in the early takeovers. Glorious one last time. Ember's arm selling and fire of the match were really good. I love we only get one Mamma Mia, right? I think was it the tope? Was there another one? Did you say, Aaron, earlier?
No, it was when Dane put Cross and Nikki and Dude through
was
the
that
table.
it? I think he only does those two. I had the Drew one noted.
Mm.
He does it for the tope. Drew's ascension, and then a lot of big surprises and moments that warranted it, and the buzz. Like the roster, the talent level has really risen since Brooklyn 2. And this show felt much more like a big deal, I thought. Anything else work for you guys I didn't call out?
No, you covered it.
And just a few things I thought I didn't. Like Moro, still Moro with the rap and the pop culture references, like just crammed in wherever he can. But again, you take that with what he brings. The silly Twitter stuff is still here. Like we get the announcer making a big announcement that TakeOver is trending. Like, why is that a big announcement? So that's a little stupid. Eric Young still looks like Tatanka in this fucking gear. Like they gotta change it, make it black or gray or something. Tommy turns heel because like why? I don't know. Like he turned on Ono. Is that a big enough team to turn? Like he's overshadowed by Almas's heel turn. Like he's constantly overshadowed. Everything he does, like he immediately gets like put in the shine box by someone better or more natural.
And yet it led to his best performance, probably.
But he sucked on top, and that was the worst part of the match. Like to me, him as a face matchup of Black might have been a little bit better anyway. Percy still sucks. We're in the early days of 1-2 sweet, which gets very played out.
One fall too.
Yeah, and then Ember losing. I thought must win.
Mm-hmm.
All right, awards. Let's see what we got here. So MVP, I went Drew. I think he's here to stabilize the main event. I think he looked awesome, especially when you kind of shake off what he had going on when he left. And he doesn't have a long run in NXT. This just felt like his show on this night. Even though there's a lot overshadowing around him. Some of the matches, you get the Undisputed Era, but like he's still kind of the guy when the dust settles coming out.
Yeah, I went with, any pick of these are good. I went with Andrade because I thought that it was really nice to see like the real Andrade. I think he got the show started in a really effective way. And I don't want to say he carried Gargano, but I don't think he carried him, but I think he was the star of that match, which I really appreciated. So that's what and he was, for me, it's the best performance of the night.
I'm going to go with Ember. I just felt like she was robbed. And most of the emotional stakes, I don't know, of the whole show was like kind of with her because we didn't really have much else with anybody else.
All right, LVP. I wasn't as down on Roode as you guys. So I just went Percy. Just why is he even there in any regard?
He does nothing. I think that's why I don't put him because like he contributes nothing to the show. He annoys
me every time he fucking gets his stupid lines in.
Yeah. I went with Roode because he ruins the main event, and I'm glad he's gone.
Me too.
Match of the night for me. I liked everything on the card, but I ended up going Ember and Asuka, which I thought was great, and it was kind of the last stand for the Asuka era, and it felt like the last great match for that era, and it felt like Ember's probably best performance too, and the crowd was really, really engaged in it. It was the best women's match in a while, like for sure.
Yes.
It's like the heyday of the horsewomen stuff with Bayley and Sasha.
Yeah. I went with the opener. I really liked Andrade and Gargano. I thought it was the strongest match in the show, but I'm equally high on a bunch of matches on the show. I really like the show. So
I'm going with Ember and Asuka.
Felt like WWE. I don't know. I wouldn't know. Like the crowd level of engagement was not WWE at all. You look at the style of matches we had with the Gargano match, the Black match, like not WWE feeling at all. I guess the tag a little bit, but even that, like you don't get a lot of big men flying around. Ember Asuka was not like many of the women's matches going on at the time on the main roster. Like even with Charlotte, Becky, et cetera, up there in 2017, like you weren't getting a lot of this stuff too much yet. And then the main event, yes, but with Adam Cole, like a little skinny guy, as Peter Winsor with little tiny arms, like him closing the night as the big bad does not feel WWE in any way. And Moro, as we learned, is not WWE at all because he was run the fuck out of there. So
not according to JBL.
Yeah, get out of here. Bagel.
I'm with you. The only thing I think did look like WWE was the main event, but shockingly so. Like you're right about Cole, but the match itself felt like a very formulaic WWE main event match, which makes it stand out even more as weird when it's surrounded by everything else. It reminded me of WCW actually, where the main event's the worst match on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know. It did to me, I guess, because I just felt it was kind of soulless.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it has something to do with the arena or the weekend. I don't know, but I did go 8.5 out of 10. So I had a slightly higher than Chicago, and actually, it's my highest since Toronto. I went really high on, and I have a little. Actually, I thought I liked it better than last year's Brooklyn show, but I guess not. I had Brooklyn last year at 9. But that had DIY Revival, which was like a perfect match. So anyway, 8.5, strong takeover. That's going to start now. Like, I'm curious how low we can maybe go because I don't think it's very low from here on out. Like, I feel like we are hitting the era of like classic takeovers now from here out.
Right. Yeah, I'm at 8.5 as well. It's my favorite one since Dallas, so it's been even longer. And it's funny you mentioned it being soulless, and I think that's why this is kind of one of the forgotten great shows for me. Is that it doesn't have the emotional weight that so many of the other ones do, but for me, the match quality is consistent across the board. Right. So that's why I'm at 8.5. I really liked it. I couldn't put it lower, even though Bobby Roode's there.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. Maybe I just had more expectations for this one.
Well, I think it's a really valid point. Like I just mentioned, like we're hitting this run of takeovers.
Right.
Like the expectations that come with that now are going to be very high for us.
Right.
From here out.
Yeah.
So what should live to those expectations and which don't?
So I think that this kind of makes sense for me to like kind of go a little bit lower on this because the things that we're going to get to, I can kind of, I don't know, build up to, I suppose. But
yeah, I think this show for me was helped by the fact that I did not have any expectations. I was
I had forgotten about it too, honestly. I think it's the last of the ones where I really don't have a ton of memory about of it. So I had even forgotten it was where like until Fish and O'Reilly came out, I completely forgot it was where the Undisputed Era showed up this early. Like, I knew they're there by like New Orleans, right? But I didn't remember before that, like when they showed up. So all right, we had a bunch of debuts on this one.
I don't know if I said 7 out of 10, but that's what I did.
Oh, no.
All right. We had a bunch of debuts, maybe one of the most heavily debuted shows in a bit. We had Mauro Ranallo, Zelina Vega, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Drew McIntyre, and Adam Cole, baby. We do have 3 departures we have to grade here. It is the end of the road for Hideo Itami, finally.
Yes.
I do think his NXT grade is like decent. His main roster grade is abysmal.
0.
Yeah, probably.
Are we going to fight about this?
No, I'm not going high, but like, I don't know, like a C+. Like, I don't think it's like awful.
All right.
Yeah, I'm at like a D because I mean, like, because what has he really done? He nothing. Like he was so hyped up.
Good matches.
Yeah, but
no,
they didn't.
Not really.
Well, I agree that I like some of his matches, and I liked his last match. But as a character,
him and Balor against Ascension, we all went 2 3/4. Him versus Breeze, Aaron, you and I went 3, and then him Black and him Rude, like we weren't far off either. Then that's it, 4 matches, I guess. So I feel like
and he's there like 2 years. He's got like 4 matches on Takeover. Useless as a character, not believable anymore. Like to me,
low.
D-?
I'll give you a C. C.
C.
C feels so high.
All right, C-. C-. He's not a D. I don't think he's a D because his in-ring is fine. Like I think it's like punishing him unfairly because of the expectations that it's not his fault. Like they kept bringing in other guys and pushing them over him, and then he gets hurt.
Yeah, but then he kept getting overshadowed too. Like if he was so good, he would take that spotlight, right?
Yeah, I'm not saying I love the fucking guy. I think D should be reserved for like the fucking dregs.
Isn't that F?
We had No Way Jose as a D, Ruby Riott as a D. Like he's better than them. Like that's who's at the D's. Tyson Kidd was at a D.
Maybe we should adjust those D's to F.
I think C- makes sense. Like we have Aries at a C-, Apollo Crews. Like he feels more like on that level to me. Like a guy that gets kind of screwed by other people coming in and got a couple chances and didn't cash in. Like he's on that level because his matches are like, okay, C- we're gone. All right. Asuka.
I'm glad you just decide for all of us.
Well, when you run the spreadsheet, you can decide.
I protest that, but move
All right,
along.
what do we want to give
rest of this
Asuka?
under
A plus? A plus, or are we
Yeah.
punishing Asuka for not losing here?
No, it's not her fault. She's amazing. Come on.
Okay.
Like if they were ever going to do this with anyone, it's her, right?
Right.
A plus on the main roster as well, or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so she joins. Let's see. We had Charlotte was an A minus and then an A plus. We did have Kevin Owens as a double barrel A plus, and Sami Zayn and Bailey, and that's it. So only our fourth double A plus. So that immediately puts her in the elite tier, obviously.
Yes.
Of our Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
All right, then we have our old friend Bobby.
Her wrists are
Go ahead. What ridiculous grade are you going to say?
C.
See,
I mean, he's here for like a year. He's got an all-time entrance. He's world champion. Like his matches
the
aren't
entrance,
that bad.
you put so much effort into this entrance.
It was a
when
big deal at the end. It was a big deal at the time.
That big a fucking deal.
At the time, it was.
The first one was. The very first one was. And then it got progressively worse.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He didn't evolve. He got worse.
Yeah, I know.
And he brought down the main event scene. This is the whole problem with, like, for me, a C is like, he's okay. That's what C means. Like,
I just think he was a little bit better than that.
You think he was good? Because that's what B is.
B, I'd go like B minus.
So we're haggling over a minus.
It's because of the song. That's the only argument
song bumps him
I
up.
have, and that's not good
Like we had
enough.
Nia Jax at a C plus. You think he's
Any
on Nia Jax's
motherfucker can
level?
walk out to a song. What
No.
does
Nia
that
Jax.
mean?
Nia Jax.
We had Adam Rose at a C plus. So he's on the Adam Rose, Nia Jax C plus level.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't hurt the main event scene.
Oh,
Like,
Lord. We had Baron Corbin at a B minus. So you think Baron Corbin and Ty Dillinger were above him?
yes, they're more interesting to watch.
A plus.
We gave you the other one. Give us
Right.
the C on Bobby Roode.
Right, but he's getting in the Hall of Fame.
The negotiation.
He is not. He is not going in.
No, he's not.
WWE grade is a D, probably, right? Does he do anything? I don't even know what he
Tag
does.
team champion, and he's got a great entrance. Why isn't he an A on the main roster?
Yeah, it's not the same there as it was. In
His entrance was incredible.
Yeah, I'm not going to give in. He will be victorious. You will get a B minus.
Don't put him in minus.
All right, so no Hall of Fame. So here's a Hall of Fame: Bo Dallas, Cesaro, Page, Ascension, Adrian Neville, Tyler Breeze, Enzo Amore, Big Cass, Carmella, Chad Gable, Jason Jordan, Samoa Joe. Our elite tier: Charlotte Flair, Kevin Owens, Sasha Banks, Sami Zayn, Bailey, The Revival, Shinsuke Nakamura, and our newest inductee is Asuka. Is Rude our only world champion to not even like at least get in the Hall of Fame? Balor's not there yet, but he's going to be. That's only because he's coming back.
Yeah.
Did everyone else get in?
So far,
Bo Dallas got in.
Bo was way better.
All right. Well, listen.
Bo
Let us know.
wasn't around. Like, that's the difference. Is Bo wasn't around for a year to annoy us.
I know. Yeah, we didn't
He
get
had
this stuff.
He's one match and it was fine and whatever.
All right. Well, listen. Let us know. Weigh in if you would slot Bobby Roode higher or anywhere else. We should be back in 2 weeks. That's our plan. And if we do, we will be here with NXT TakeOver War Games, the debut, the return of the War Games gimmick into wrestling, the first of the WWE, and obviously become a staple now. So it's a big one, and it'll be a lot of fun to dive into that. Check out everything here at the NoSo Connection, Jenny Position Wednesdays. Her content back up and running shortly, I'm sure, after a little hiatus. And of course, you can catch Aaron and I every other Friday on No Holds Barred, usually on YouTube as well as audio. Got a lot of cool projects going on there. And you can check out Jenny and I as well on the Extreme 3-Way Dance podcast every other Thursday, going through the history of EC Dub. Till then, everyone take care. You've been taken over. It's a glorious day. I'll talk to you later.